Joe. You couldn't answer my question. Why not? Why not, Joe? I asked you a simple question, and you told me to leave. Why not?
Because you're acting like this.
Because I'm acting like now I'm acting like this because you fired me. You told me to leave. Answer the question. Answer the question. I listened to you, and when I felt like it was my turn to speak, and I asked you a question, you told me I had to leave. You should be disgusted with yourself. You carry yourself as if you're innocent. As if you're innocent. How could you carry yourself like that? Like I'm the one in the wrong. How would you feel? What I did for this company, that should speak values. I came in overtime. I came in on time. I never called out. Residents let me know. One resident complained. None of that. Extended. None of that. Outstanding. Outstanding. Evaluation. And I didn't have no problem. Those were all lies against me. And I stand firm. That's what I did, Joe. I stand firm against the lies and the allegations. I've never been a problem. I'm one of the most kindest people to them residents, and you know it. And you know it, Joe. You know it. You know it. Because after we had a conversation, why would you invite me here today to speak again? You know you're wrong, Joe. I may be the one that's showing my tail right now because I'm hurt, but you're the one that's wrong. You're the one that's wrong. You're wrong. And I'm not going to leave without saying my piece. I asked you, why did you choose this girl who's on her third day of orientation? Who said she feel like being an NA is beneath the bottom from her using to be a supervisor? Did I come tell that, Joe? No, I did not, because that's not my place. God would deal with her. God would deal with her. So you marinate and think on that. You think on that. You want to talk about you standing on company values? And all of that? And all of that? You're not standing on no company values, honey. You got the brain, but you lack the heart. And that's what you showed me the other day. You lack the heart. You told me I was being unprofessional because I was crying, because I was hurt, because I have the heart. God gave it to me. You lack the heart. What good is that? What good is that? Yeah, you have treasures and riches, but what good is that when your heart is as cold as ice? Honey, you a coward and you're going to get dealt with accordingly. God's going to deal with you. You're a coward for that. That's why you're standing with your hands in your pocket.
All right. Attention Walmart shoppers and associates, my name is Beth from Electronics. I've been working at Walmart for almost 5 years, and I can say that everyone here is overworked and underpaid. The attendant policy is bullshit. We are treated from management and customers poorly every day. Whenever we have a problem with it, we're told that we're replaceable. I'm tired of the constant gaslighting. This company treats their elderly associates like shit. To Jared, our store manager, you're a pervert. Greta and Kathy, shame on y'all for treating your associates the way you do. I hope you don't speak to your families the way you speak to us. Shout out to Cominique, Patty, Chardell, and so many more. Walmart doesn't deserve y'all. Fuck management and fuck this job. I quit.
Working for IHOP since August 2019. I got hired by my amazing manager, Edgar. Era un pan de Dios. There was never a bad word of how he treated his employees. Everybody felt welcome. Llegabas a gusto al trabajo. It was a place you'd like to work at. The part that he hired me being overweight, almost at 295 pounds, he gave me the opportunity and didn't judge me by my physique, what other restaurants did. Because of course, who's gonna hire someone overweight? He was patient with me. He taught me. He saw potential in me. So I stayed. But in 2022, he passed away. And of course, they had to find new management for the restaurant. And that's where they brought in the current manager. His name is Josue. And that's where hell on earth started for me. And I know people are gonna be like, oh, you're so dramatic. But if you guys could just understand where I'm coming from. Take a moment. My hours from being 40 a week, they went down to 15, 20. From me opening 6 in the morning, I come in at 9. From me leaving like at 3, I leave at 11. Sometimes I come to work for an hour or 2 before he sends me home. He gives preference to other people who just started for this company. His excuse is, I don't work enough, I don't give enough, I don't do enough. He's always finding every excuse to get under my skin. For me, the last straw was today. Just a week ago, I'm always trying to talk to him. I'm always trying to communicate with him. I'm always trying to, Josue, I need my job. I need to pay bills. I need to pay my rent. Like, please, understand me. Like, please. And he always adds, if you don't like it, there's the door. If you don't like it, there's the door. You already know where the doors are. You could quit. But he doesn't understand that I've been here such a long time. Like, why does he have to be like that with me? Why? Like, what did I do to you? What got me today was that 2 co-workers had an incident yesterday where they don't get along. And first thing he told me was, one of them is a close friend. He told me the first thing, you better not go tell her anything that you overheard here if we're gonna get her in trouble, because the consequences are gonna be on you. And I was like, why me? Because I was there. Because I haven't had incidents with this other coworker, but I mean, I'm an adult. I understand, like, okay, cool, like, you know, it's just childish things I let go. So this morning I was good. I came to work, I was good, I was okay. This morning he pulled me into the office. He pulled another coworker in. And he tells me, can you tell me what happened yesterday? The other coworker said the situation. I said my situation. And when I said my situation, the other things didn't matter. He said, oh, so it started because of you and not because of me. Like, one of the coworkers told me, hey, can you tell the other coworker that she needs to, like, clean up one of her tables? And I'm like, sure. I didn't see it as a bad thing. So I went to go tell her. So when he told me, it was like, oh, so this is your fault. And I'm like, what do you mean it's my fault? Like, I just told her, I never said it, and I never meant it in bad intentions. Like, I'm so tired of you, I need to get rid of you. And I'm just gonna go talk to the, you know, the people, the heads of IHOP. And I was like, what? And from there, I triggered my anxiety, and I collapsed. And I had a table, my first table at 11. Sorry, 10:30. From coming in at 9, and I had to go hide in the stall of the restroom because I couldn't talk, because I couldn't control myself, because I couldn't breathe. Like, this motherfucker is good, he's okay, well, I'm right here. And at this point, I really don't care no more. It has to come to a point where my husband had to come for me to the parking lot. Yes, he wanted to stand ground and talk to him. He's like, why do you treat her like shit? Why do you always make her cry? Why does she always have this anxiety attacks that she cannot control? Why do you do this to her? He's like, back off, back off. Why? Just answer me that. He's like, oh, if she tells you that, like, I already know what he's gonna do next. I already know. This man has put me through hell for the last year and a half that he has gone through the store. If you think management, if you think people like this could run restaurants, then you're absolutely wrong. Because that's one narcissist right there.
What are your hours?
Miss Hoffman, the fire people that was here this morning was outside. They had to get in the building.
Stop talking. What are your hours?
My hours is from 6:30 to 3 o'clock.
Okay. Why did you leave today at 2:45?
I didn't leave at 2:45.
You did.
I did not leave at 2:45.
We were calling you.
When I left,
What time do you think you left?
When I left, when I was leaving out that door.
What time do you think you left?
When I was leaving out that door, it was 2:52.
What time do you think you left?
52 when I was going out that door.
Because you left early.
I didn't leave early because I was here early.
What time do you work till? What are your hours?
Miss Hoffman, the fire people that was here this morning was outside. They had to get in the building.
Stop talking. The building is not open until 6:30. You don't adjust your hours just because you feel like it.
I didn't do it because I felt like it, Miss Hoffman. I was doing it to help the fire people to get inside the building.
Who told you to open the building early? Did your boss, Susan Offerman, tell you to start your hours early today?
I was not supposed to start my hours early today, but like I was telling you, the fire people had to get inside. They were sitting out there for almost an hour.
Who is your boss? Is your boss Susan Offerman or the fire marshal? Who is your boss?
Ms. Offerman, you was my boss. I never said you was my boss. I explained my hours to you.
6:30 to 3.
Yes.
Jonathan, if you left before 3 o'clock, you left early. But I did not give you permission to leave early today. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Okay. I have to call HR. I just want you to know that.
You guys need me to do, I'm willing to help. That's what you said.
Most definitely.
So I said, great, I'm going to hire you as a food service worker. There may be time to time where you help out in Starbucks, but your primary role is going to be food service worker. So maybe there's a miscommunication between you and I, which is fine. So if you don't want to do the job,
I'm gonna let you finish talking. I ain't trying to interrupt you.
You just did interrupt me though.
Yeah, but I just want to let you know I do want to say something afterwards. I apologize for interrupting you.
Okay, what would you like to say?
No, I'm gonna let you finish.
No, I'm done. I don't really have anything else to say.
Like you said, we did have some miscommunication, which I was telling them. I said, okay, that's a conversation for me and Justin to have as far as getting together and me and him talking about my position, because I was under the impression of one thing and you told them another. So that's why I told them I'm gonna have a conversation with Justin about it, and me and him will get that straight. I just need to know what y'all need done. What needs to be done. And Marco was continuing about he was saying that, oh, you act like you don't want to work, da 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 da. And
okay, so let me just say one thing.
Okay.
We're here to open this account. It's a Saturday. I don't want to be here on a Saturday, and I don't have time for this type of interaction, like having this conversation.
Exactly.
So either you're gonna work and you're gonna stop with the drama.
I'm not causing any drama. That's the
You've been sitting in this conference room wasting time for what, an hour and a half now?
He told me to go sit down, sir. I kept asking him what needs to be done. I told him I didn't want to go sit down.
So do you want to work here or not?
Yes, that's why I'm still here. If I didn't, I would have already left.
Okay, so if that's the case, I don't want any more drama, which I feel like is not gonna happen. I don't think this is going to work out, Phoenix. I'm sorry.
I'm not causing any drama. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I kept asking him, even after the whole conversation, I was over it. Like, I'm like, okay, I understand that he told you one thing, I was told another. I'll talk to Justin. What needs to be done? Because, like I told you, I had a funeral to go to. If I didn't want to be here, if I didn't want to come work, I would have let.
Okay,
no,
that's not the story he told me.
That's what I'm saying, and that's the thing. If it's miscommunication,
I was told you laughed in his face when he asked you to help out in the kitchen.
No, that's what I'm trying to get to the conversation. That's why I'm letting you know it didn't happen that way. It wasn't because I told him that I didn't want to do a certain thing and I laughed at him because of that. I laughed because he was saying that I didn't want to work. And I laughed because I'm like, okay, if I didn't want to work, I wouldn't have came here today. That's why I laughed, but I felt disrespected.
Okay, but Phoenix, I don't want to waste any more time. Can I please just have your badge? This isn't going to work out. I'm sorry.
I didn't even, okay.
Thank you. Your paycheck will be direct deposited in the next.
This job think they funny as hell until I show them who the real comedian is. I got 4 birthdays in a week. I don't know if y'all heard me say that in the other video, but baby, 4 in 1 week. So our birthdays ain't until next month, right? And I put my request in at the beginning of this month, right? Now, just to let y'all know, I really don't give a damn. The request was just so I can be, professional about it. Now, what I could have did was be bogus and take off like the entire week, probably a week and a half, to be honest. But I'm already off on Sundays and Mondays, so all I have to do was take off like 3 days, y'all. 3. Not to mention, I didn't even take off the day of my actual birthday because I get off at 4 o'clock anyway. So I'm like, I just come in the morning, get the day over with, and then go, tee up after. Baby, why the fuck did they reject all of my days? Not 1, not 2, all 3 of them. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, is y'all cool? Then I go to ask somebody about it, right? Motherfucker had the nerve to tell me, nobody can take off because inventory is September. Baby, what the fuck that got to do with me? Not only that, but my off days that I requested are in August. And since nobody is making it make sense, rewind that. Because even if y'all do make it make sense, baby, I won't be here. Y'all didn't accept my request when I was trying to be professional and be a good employee. So now y'all can be prepared to be short-staffed, because here's my heads up that I'm not coming. And at that point, do what you gotta do, mama. Baby, my son's birthday is on the 18th. Mine is on the 21st. My man's is on the 23rd. My other son's is on the 26th. Who is coming to work that week? Cool. But yeah, I had to come on here and vent to y'all, because what the fuck? But yeah, I had to come on here and give y'all a quick little vent session, a quick little story time, because I don't know who they thought they was playing with, but there are so many jobs out there. Y'all don't have to stick with that one that you're at that's treating you like shit or treating you like your time does not matter. So
girls can't take my motherfucking mouth, bitch. My mouth is real and it's raw and it's raunchy, bitch. I'm gonna give the girls exactly what the fuck they asked for. The girls is going to know my wrath. Trust me.
Hey guys, it's your favorite girl Sandy, and we're back with another episode, y'all. So today's video is literally going to blow your mind, so I hope y'all are ready. Like, literally today's topics will range from getting fired on the spot, getting laid off, on vacation, getting fired on the hospital beds. Oh my god, there's so many topics I can't even remember, and even down to even having the police called on your. Like, literally, these topics are literally going to blow your mind. And in this video, I'll make it a part 2 actually. That's because I want y'all to it was gonna be a long video, so I just wanted y'all to just go from one video to the next. The second part is not gonna have an intro, so y'all don't have to worry about an intro, but I might pop in to give my opinions and give a story time if I have one that's related to the topics. So yeah, another thing that I wanted to mention, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe as usual. We're actually about to hit 2K. I'm so sure by the time I drop this video, we'll have hit the 2K goal, and we'll be headed to 2K 2.5, and we're gonna keep just moving up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so today's perspective, I was gonna say this before I forget, y'all. We're gonna be looking at 2 perspectives, the employee's perspective and the employer's perspective. So y'all sit back, relax, and let's take this ride.
Go ahead.
Okay. The other day we had a situation, and I had asked you your side of the story regarding the customer that needed the little AT&T box fix or their password reset.
Okay.
That being said, when I had asked you your side of the story, you had flat out refused to help her. In your words was that you told her to Google it, which I understand in the moment you were busy with customers and you couldn't attend to her right away. But the way that you handled it was not the way that you should have handled it.
What did I do?
You, like I told you when we discussed it, you were being rude to the customer, as she told me. And
so you're taking her word for it?
No, I remember I talked about it, and so I got her side, and I said, well, let me talk to those associates, what's going on. So I came and gave you the benefit of the doubt, and the response that you gave me was rude in terms of dealing with a customer when we work in retail.
So we do a he said, she said now?
No, this is what you told me. You're a personal account of what happened. You told me verbatim that you told her that you told me, what did you tell me?
Yeah, I told her I don't care. I told her I don't care if she says that I'm rude, because I did do my job. I did help her. That's exactly what I said. I told you that. Right. And I still don't care. Okay. Because she could tell you I punched her, and I don't care because I didn't do anything to her. I helped her. Okay. Don't care. So I did my job. You can't not care in this business. At the end of the day, you have to take care of the associates. So I understand in the moment, let me talk and then I can give you the floor. I understand in the moment you were busy. I understand that. We can't always help everyone at the same time, but the way that you went about the situation was not correct. You can't just tell a customer Google it. If they knew to just Google it and read it for themselves, they wouldn't come to you for help. So in that situation, the better route would have been to either ask her to wait until you were done with the customers or to call somebody else for backup. Your words to me were, if she can't read, that's not your problem. No, I did not say that. Should have recorded me. And I know exactly what I said. Okay, what did you say? I said that she didn't want to read. She wants me to read it for her.
we're in electronics. This is a business where I'm by myself. You're constantly going to be by yourself. You have to be prepared for that. It's a lot of high activity. So for you to say, for me to think that I could just come into my work and that there would be any help, that's not the case. You have to be prepared to be by yourself. And I was prepared to handle everything on my own. I don't look forward to my backup. I don't think the managers are going to come and help me.
Okay.
And I showed her the list. I was very kind to her. I'm on camera going back and forth between customers. 5 times I went to her. At no point did I say, ma'am, I cannot help you anymore. I did not say that.
Okay.
And so I gave her all the information, step by step, hotspot. I laid my phone down for her so she could read it.
So the thing is, reading something and understanding it are 2 different things. You might be able to read something and understand it. Not everyone is the same way. Sometimes they need that extra guidance, especially the fact that she was significantly older than both you and I. So telling her to read it, maybe she has a issue with reading.
She didn't tell me that.
She doesn't have to. That's her personal business. The point is, at the end of the day, she came to an associate who was supposed to help her, and she didn't feel like she got the help that she needed.
Yeah, I have a job to do, so I really don't have time to be asking for all this help or to be like, consulting for Best Buy. This is not Best Buy where we get a commission to do all this work for them. That's not how it works.
At the end of the day, Christian, we are in retail. We are here to serve our customers.
Go ahead.
So comparing it to Best Buy, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But at the end of the day, this situation that we're talking about right now, you did not handle it correctly. And not only did you not handle it correctly, this is not the first time that this has been an issue.
So I didn't handle it correctly because I told you that I didn't care that she lied to you, that I was rude. That's where we're at? Because that's ridiculous. She lied to you, straight up lied to you. And I'm sorry I don't have time to stop my lying. And that's a lot of pressure on me. The clock is ticking.
I never asked you to stop your line. When I came to talk to you about it, you had not a single customer in electronics. I asked you then, because she was still waiting, can you come and help her? You flat out refused.
Yeah, because she said I was rude, so why would I help somebody that's already upset with me?
She wasn't upset, she just needed extra help and you didn't.
And why didn't you help her?
I did help her.
You're the free one. I'm not free, you're free. You can do all these things.
Okay, Christian, so we're going to stop it right there. Because number 1, you don't know what my job entails, nor do I need to disclose it to you. Number 2, that's your area, and we're all responsible for the same thing, taking care of our customers. And so based on the situation, the outcome of it, and the fact that we've had numerous encounters like this before, I am letting you go.
Okay.
So you are free to take it up with another coach or store manager if you so desire, but as of today, I am terminating you.
Okay. Alrighty. Thanks for doing me a favor.
Thank you.
So y'all, I just currently put my 2 weeks notice in at my job. And they went ahead and fired me because I put in the 2 weeks notice. Like, I'm on my way home to get their shirts so I can get my check. And I'm gonna record the conversation and post it on here, like when I go back and get the shirts. But they literally fired me because I put in the 2 weeks notice. I clocked in at 7:30, put my 2 weeks notice in, wrote the little form and stuff on the form, and I left it on the desk. Like, I ain't think that they was gonna fire me because I put a 2 weeks notice in. Now, I've put in 2 weeks notices before at like other jobs, and I've never been fired before for putting in the 2 weeks notice. Like, they'll let me work, and then on my last day, like, they'll wish me well and tell me, okay, if you want to come back, you can. But they have never fired me before. I worked in the infant room, and I would come to work every day on time, since, of course, I don't have no kids. So it ain't no problem with me waking up, coming to work, being a lead teacher. I would come to work every day. So I didn't think that they would fire me for putting my 2 weeks notice in. But yeah, we're finna go ahead and post this video. So I currently got their shirts, and I am on my way inside to grab the rest of my stuff and talk to the director. Cause what the hell she thought? Mind y'all, I had decorated that. I decorated this a few weeks ago. I decorated it and painted it. Decorated that. Yeah, but I'm gonna run to the bread store right quick. Okay. Yes, ma'am. So I kind of want to know, since I put in my 2 weeks, like, are y'all firing me or laying me off? Or y'all don't want to see my face no more? Like, can I come back? I was trying to end on good terms.
It is no. I told you we accept your 2 weeks notice, but we're just making today the last day.
Why?
That's Miss Kathy's decision.
Y'all ain't even
usually how she'll do it. If you give your 2 weeks, if we have coverage, then you don't have to worry about it. Because I had added another teacher in there to kind of help y'all, but since there is another teacher in there, they have their coverage now. So
I can't come back if I wanted to.
Like return for
like say if I want to return, like come back and work with y'all later on in the future, I can't do that.
That's strictly up to Miss Kathy. When like if you were to apply on Indeed or something again, that's strictly up to her. It's not necessarily cutting you off from being able to reapply. But you know,
I thought like I was fired or something.
Everyone has their, I believe it's 60 days that you would have to wait before you would be eligible to be rehired. And then it would also depend on if we are already staffed, so on and so forth. So it's not necessarily saying that you wouldn't be able to come back if you wanted to. It would just depend on the time frame that you would want to, and then if we have a position available.
Oh, because I thought y'all was firing me because I thought I was a good worker.
No, it was just your 2 weeks notice. We just went ahead and let you go, so that way not only we're making sure the baby room has their coverage, but we don't want to have too many people in there. So since we have that extra person in there now, you wouldn't have to come back.
So what if I wouldn't have put in the 2 weeks notice today? Y'all still gonna fire me? If y'all had extra, y'all got extra coverage?
That would be up to Miss Kathy. People come and go, and it would be up to her if she's gonna fire you or not. But I'm not sure if that would have happened today.
No.
But no. As far as I know, I was not told anything like that. So no, it wouldn't have been that way. But we have that coverage, so we were like, well, since we have someone in there, we can make today the last day.
Okay. Well, I just came to pick up my check since I returned y'all shirts. What's today's date?
The 8th.
So yeah, y'all, I got my check. I was currently working here at Jackson Heights. I've never heard no shit like that before. Like, just because you got extra coverage in the room, you gonna go ahead and let today be my last day. Make it make sense. Be fucking for real. Cause like I said, I put in plenty of 2 weeks notices at other jobs, and I always had coverage in my room. I'm used to working as a lead teacher, but I've always had coverage in my room while putting in the 2 weeks notice. And they always let me work the whole 2 weeks without saying, oh, you know, we got extra coverage in the room, so we just gonna make today your last day. And honestly, I wouldn't even want to come back. I just wanted some damn closure to see what their answer would be. But I guess you can't put in the 2 weeks notice at every spot. Go ahead and quit if they're gonna lay you off. I'm gonna tell y'all though while I put my 2 weeks notice in. So working as a lead teacher, I'm used to getting paid like 15, 16, maybe 17, 18. They only want to start me out at 13. I was like, okay, first they said 14, then they backed it up to 13. I was like, okay, whatever. That ain't no problem. So when I started working in the infant room, you know, I'm used to being the lead teacher. I'm used to making the room look pretty, you know, like decorating, hanging up some of my artwork. The owner had came and told me to take my pictures down because it wasn't age appropriate. Mind you, this was like a few days ago. It had been hanging up for like 2-3 weeks, and then all of a sudden she come in and say, oh, you know, they're nice, but that's not age appropriate. You're gonna have to take those down. I showed y'all the door that I decorated. I decorated that for Easter. So like I said, I'm used to decorating, making the classroom look pretty. And then one of the assistants that was in my room had said, oh, well, you know, we feel like you're taking over the room. Honestly, I really felt like they was jealous of me. It was this one older lady named Miss Melissa, real deep into the Bible, real Christian, whatever. But when we had a little meeting, she felt like I was taking over the classroom, you know, like I didn't give them no opinions on how I should decorate the classroom or, you know, let them know what I was doing. They ain't like that. They ain't like the fact that I just took initiative and just started decorating the classroom since it was plain as fuck. Mind y'all, they didn't want to start decorating the classroom till I came in and I started decorating the classroom. Yeah, they had Valentine's Day stuff up, but then they had to take it down. The classroom was plain for about 2 weeks. Nobody said, oh, well, hey, let's decorate, let's do this, let's do that. As a lead teacher, I didn't think I had to say no shit like that. But soon as I started decorating, it's, oh, you ain't let me know nothing. You ain't give me no opinion. You know, you taking over the classroom. You ain't asked us if we want to put this up. Y'all never gave a fuck. Y'all never want to start decorating the classroom until I started decorating the classroom. Now y'all feel away? Make it make sense. And then what's so crazy about it is, soon as I started decorating, everything was cool. But after a minute, oh, you're gonna have to take this down. This is not age appropriate. This isn't that. I had hung up the rug rats. They wanted to say it wasn't age appropriate. Get the fuck out of here. Cause mind y'all, these was the same pictures that I hung up at my last daycare job that I left because of the toxic working environment. They didn't ever tell me not once, oh, this isn't age appropriate. You're gonna have to take this down. They let me keep it up. They let me hang it up. So for them to say, oh, this ain't age appropriate, blah, 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 this, it was just peaking. I just felt like if you gonna make me a lead teacher, like allow me to decorate the classroom how I want to decorate it. Because when I first started, it was, oh, you know, don't be afraid to hang nothing up on the walls. You can hang whatever on the walls. Then when I started hanging up my pictures and my little artwork around the classroom, they had a problem with it. And it wasn't nothing but some flowers and, you know, like a bookcase with flowers on it. And the classroom that I was in, the infant room, they called it the caterpillar room. I thought caterpillars and fucking flowers went together. So why would you say it's not age appropriate? I could see if I hung up a skull or some worms or some BS. But what the fuck?
Y'all, let me tell you how this job just been. And I don't even give a fuck no more because I already know when my last day gonna be at this job. I'm finna be bucking it. So here we go. I'm off Thursdays and Fridays at the job that I'm currently at, right? So I have 28 hours of PTO. I'm like, well, before I quit, I want to use my PTO, even though most of the time your PTO dead ass gets eaten up in taxes. Like last time I used my PTO, I didn't even see the PTO because it got eaten up in taxes. So I'm like, cool, I'm gonna plan it correctly. I'm putting in a 2 weeks in my head, but I'm not telling them I'm taking 2 weeks. So I'm off Thursday, Friday. That would be February 8th and 9th. So I use my PTO for the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, right? I would come back to work on the 13th, and I use my PTO for Valentine's Day because me and my bestie are gonna go see Dustin Conrad. So then February 16th is the end of the pay period. So you see how I did that? Yeah, I was just gonna gracefully bow out. Yeah, y'all already knew I was gonna be off Thursday, Friday, and then I was thinking that he was gonna give me the PTO. So I was gonna be off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, come back Tuesday, be off Wednesday, and then that would be my last day. But no, let me show y'all this. What does that say? Denied, 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 denied. I gotta work today at 4, so I'm sure I'm gonna get an explanation. But baby, that was just y'all warning. PTO, prepare the others, cause I won't fucking be there. I will be training at my new job. He really just tried it. I was really trying to do the right thing and leave without giving y'all 2 weeks, but still get my, you know what, but fuck the PTO. Fuck that shit, you can have it. The hell? And February 14th, that's the concert. So I ain't know what the fuck. I don't give a fuck. I wasn't gonna be there no goddamn way. First time I try to use all my PTO and y'all deny it. They better not try to get me in, try to fire me when I come in today on some shit they think I'm trying to use my PTO and quit. But either way, I don't give a damn. I start my new job Thursday. So once they tell me when they need me, it's sayonara to these bitches. I don't even care about their fuck ass goddamn PTO. Bitch, I can have that shit. I'm gonna make it back 10 goddamn fold.
Listen, I'm asking you a question. I'm trying to do my job. You're hindering me from doing all my procedures. You don't allow me to do my policies and procedures and my job description. No, don't yell at me. Stop yelling at me. Stop yelling at me. Lower your tone.
Go do your job.
Lower your tone.
Don't tell me to lower my tone.
You need to.
Make me mad.
Okay?
Go do your
Don't
job.
scream at me. I'm trying to ask you what was going on. Like, I'm the manager. Like, I'm supposed to be in the loop of what's going on in the store. You do realize that, right? You know, so you're not communicating with me, and them not communicating with me is basically, go do your job! Stop yelling at me. I'm trying to talk to you like a human.
Get away from in front of me. Go do your job.
Diane, I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
I don't want to hear it.
Okay, well, make sure you're prepared to get your phone calls, okay? Because they're coming, honey. I don't have no man, so you need to watch your mouth. Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Girl gets fired from Walmart, then leaves message for management on the PA.
Attention all Walmart associates. This is KK from OGP. So I just got terminated for no reason. Walmart is a trifling ass store. The fucking meat and produce is spoiled. The management sucks. They don't take no time out for none of their employees. And yes, don't ever shop from here, because if you do, you might get food poisoning. But bye, you stupid bitches.
Thanks for jumping on. So I'm actually here to inform you that today is your last day at Cal. We've determined that this is no longer a critical role for the company, and are eliminating the position. And we very much appreciate all the work that you've done during your time here. Your account will be shut down during the meeting, and you will no longer have access to any owned systems. We do have some offboarding logistics to go over with you. And so I'm going to actually drop from the call now and hand it over to Danny from HR. So
we'll answer everything, the questions that you may have after the meeting. Is there anything that I can answer for you at the moment?
I honestly do not know. This is not planned or expected, so I honestly am very off base. So no, if once you send me the package, will that be the email to answer and to ask any questions on?
Yes, and take your time. I know this is a lot.
It sucks. Not gonna lie, really sucks, because I talked to yesterday, and you have the blame real shitty.
We'll take your time and review the information that we send over to you, and be happy to help you in any way we can from here on out.
Okay. So does it mean that I shut this computer off and be done? Or am I expected to answer more emails after this?
You have no more expectations.
Great. Love that for me. Thank you so much.
So update on my life. I just got fired at 10 a.m. this morning. Why did I get fired at 10 a.m. this morning, you ask? Simple. Because on Thursday, I was at work. And my manager decided it was completely appropriate to come to our nurse's station and demand that I pick up all these different shifts that help cover everyone else's vacation. And I tried telling her, I can get back to you on this, but I can't commit to anything right now because I have 2 crotch goblins at home and I'm a single mom and I have to make sure, I have childcare. I got fired because I was insubordinate. What? So yeah, that's how my fucking week is going.
I got fired because I didn't let this man slap me. Let's get into it. So this is my first and last time working for a fast food restaurant. So prior to this day, me and my boss had already been having issues because she said that my jeans were too distracting, they was too tight. I got to work 6 o'clock. I came in, she's like, it's already early in the morning. Your jeans are too tight. You need to go home, change your jeans, and then come back. You got 45 minutes to make this change. If you're gonna be more than 45 minutes late, don't come back. So I'm rushing home to change my clothes and I come back. I'm about 50 minutes late, but I'm like, it's just 5 minutes off, so I'm just gonna come on in. So I get in and she's like, don't even worry about going to the back, just go ahead and jump on the register. So y'all, I never really have problems with non-black people, but today was the fucking day. So I get in there. Mind you, I had to rush to the register, so I still have my keys in my pocket, my wallet, everything. So I get on the register and this non-black man walks up. He seemed like he's gonna be a cool customer. I'm gonna get him in and out. So he comes up, he makes his order. His first card declined, which was a debit card. So I'm like, sir, I whispered, I'm like, sir, your card declined. Do you have another card that you want to use? He's like, yeah, let me go get it. So he go and gets a credit card. He comes back. He's trying to pay. And I said, you know, when you pay with a credit card, I have to see your ID. He proceeds to pull his ID out. And then he said, I don't have to show you shit, bitch. Just take my order. So I'm looking around like as if anybody else can hear him. So as he's saying this, a full team of football players come in and sit down. So I'm trying to get him out the way so that I can go ahead and take this big order. So I said, sir, you know, when you have a credit card, we have to see ID just for, you know, confirmation and security of the customer. So he's like, bitch, fuck your security, just take my order. So at this point, I'm expecting somebody to come from the back and say something because the bitch swears she can hear every fucking thing else. So you mean to tell me you ain't hear this? So this black man turns around and he starts listening to the conversation. So I'm like, sir, I definitely understand that you just want to place your order, but if you're using a credit card, you do have to have your ID present. He slaps the fucking register. So at this point, I'm grabbing my taser and my pepper spray because mind you, I didn't take my keys out of my pocket. So I step back from the register because I'm like, okay, all his screws ain't loose. So let me step back just in case he swing at me. So he smacks the register, like I said, and I'm holding on to my taser. He proceeds to grab me from behind the fucking register, and I tased the fuck out of him. I very much did. So the men that came in from the football team all kind of stood up and stood at the register like they was finna get him. So my manager comes back from the back after I done tased him and basically like, sir, you know, if you want to place an order, you have to have your ID present. I'm like, at this point, why the fuck is we even taking this nigga order? So thinking that this was going to de-escalate the situation, this non-black man proceeds to jump on the counter and stump, I just want to place my order. So at this fucking point, I'm ready to tase this motherfucker again. So the boys that was on the football team came and got him off the counter and proceeded to escort him out the door. They start tussling and he runs out the door, and the way that my job was set up, like you have to go up a hill to get out of the place, so he runs full speed up the hill. So I'm like, yeah, he wasn't wrapped too tight. So you know how black people are, when something happened they want to talk about it, so everybody in the restaurant, they talking about it. So my boss calls me to the back and she was like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna need you to turn in your badge and your apron because you taste a customer and you're not supposed to have anything behind the register. So instead of this bitch telling me she apologized for having me experience that long, she tells me I'm fired because I tased him. What the fuck was I supposed to do, let him hit me? At this time, I'm in high school, so I really did want the job. So I was like, I want to speak to higher up because there's no way I'm getting fired for protecting myself when nobody else in the fucking store was protecting me. It's like, no, the only issue is you had something behind the register and you're not supposed to have anything behind the register. I'm like, good fucking thing I did have something behind the register, because what if that man would have hit me, then we would have had another fucking problem. So as I'm sitting there pleading my case, I'm literally telling her, like, I would have had all my stuff out of my pocket. Had you not told me to go ahead and jump on the fucking register, I would have had everything in my pocket. She's like, that's what's wrong with you teenagers. You need to learn how to take accountability for your actions. You're fired. That's it. Get out of my face. So y'all, I ain't never worked for another fast food restaurant. I don't plan on it because they don't give a fuck about nobody.
I'm not gonna sit here and cry, but I got laid off of my first post-grad job and the one that took me 5 months to find that I moved to New York City for. Basically, it's not my fault before we start. I worked for a startup and they didn't have the workload or the bandwidth that they needed to train me and to give me work to do. Like I wasn't doing anything that I was hired to do, and I was really wanting to learn. So I was thinking in my head that I wanted a job with more responsibilities anyways, but come January 2nd, I need a new job and I don't have one. I even told most of my friends, if I post this, it's because I actually thought it through. Getting laid off before the holidays, that means the hiring processes stop right before Christmas and then they go all the way till January 2nd and then they pick back up. And it's still gonna probably be 2-3 week process to hire and onboard for a new job. So that's the time frame I'm looking at, and I can't wait that long. I need a job immediately. The job that I was working 9 to 5 from, I wasn't making enough to live. I don't have a savings because of that job. Like the salaries that people are making with a degree right now after college, it's just not okay. We're working so much and I still don't have an emergency fund. I don't, because I wasn't making enough to save any of it. Everything was going towards living and expenses and commuting and everything else. And to go through the whole entire hiring process again is going to actually kill me. It's so defeating. It's so disappointing. and it makes you feel like you're not good enough. And I know that I am. I know that I'm a hard worker, and my boss literally said that I'm one of the smartest people he's ever had work under him, and he knows that I'm gonna land on my feet and he'll give me a great referral to anybody. So don't start. I have a degree. I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I had 2 internships. I built a portfolio. I worked freelance out of school because I was building my portfolio, taking the time, did things for free. I have done everything I possibly could have, and it's still not enough. Putting yourself in debt to go to college, and you still can't find a job that pays enough for you to live and have a balance with life too. It's like, I'm just hoping that this is just a transition period. So come on, welcome to me trying to find another job, and maybe I'll nanny, maybe I'll serve until I find another full-time position that's in marketing. That's something that I want to do. If you know any marketing positions hiring, any social media digital marketing hiring, let me know.
It is 3:24 in the morning, and I am officially about to sue the fuck out of Amazon. Like, I'm finna sue y'all. Jeff, I'm coming for you. Why the fuck did these bitches just fire me on my day off? Who the fuck does that? I was supposed to go to work tomorrow at 6. Well, today really, because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I was supposed to go to work today at 6. I'm sitting at home wondering why the fuck my check ain't hit, because my shit always hit midnight, Wednesday midnight, right? You know what I'm saying? Around 12, 1 o'clock. I know I'm gonna get my check. I'm checking. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I check. I'm like, damn. Where my direct deposit at? So I goes to log in on my A to Z app so I can get to my ADP so they can tell me what the fuck going on with my money. I can't even get into the A to Z app because that shit say temporarily disabled. I'm like, temporarily disabled? Bitch, for what? For how long? For why? So I'm like, wait a fucking minute. Let me call ERC. I called ERC. They said, you have been terminated. The fuck do you mean I've been terminated? So apparently, while I was gone on my approved temporary schedule accommodation, nobody went in and fixed my hours. So the whole time I was gone, that shit was just stacking up. I had negative at 600 something hours from them not putting in my time for my approved schedule adjustment. I knew this because when I got back to work and I was still seeing that shit on my UPT shit, they were supposed to be refunding me. I kept going to the HR desk at the site asking them, can y'all refund my shit? They was like, you gotta talk to DLS. Well, DLS said I need to talk to y'all. Well, you gotta talk to... It was constant back and forth. Now I'm fucking fired. And you bitches think I'm finna let that shit ride? And you bitches think I'm finna let that shit ride? All I'ma say is, Jill, you better get your fuck.
Busting my ass and I was just laid off. These companies do not care about us. They want us to give us a 2-week notice, but yet can just fire us and ruin our lives on the spot any day that they choose. I have a 2-year-old son, no savings, which is my fault, and it doesn't fucking matter. So now I have to go back on the job hunt, and I have to get a work from home job because I have a 2-year-old that I have to take care of. Can't afford daycare. Rent is $2,500 where I live. Now I gotta find out how to pay off my lease early because there's no way that we could afford to live here. I don't even have a computer. They just locked me out of my computer. You know, I really thought that the culture at my job was great, the best that it's ever been, and for them to just lay me off, not even based off of performance, because my manager just shouted me out today saying I'm doing a great job and then fired me.
I put in my 2-week notice at my job. I was very polite about it, and I told my team lead last week that I would be leaving next month. Completely understood, and when I was ready to... Oh, they're calling. Let's see what they have to say.
So wanted to call and meet with you. Whenever an agent within the account review team does give their notice, we have to accept that immediately. I know you're pretty frustrated right now.
because I have 3 kids and I have bills to pay for, so I'm livid. So I just want to make sure, like, yes, I'm being terminated today because I'm going to have to try to file for unemployment. I'm not resigning as of today. I was resigning as of August 12th. So if you're telling me I'm being let go today, that means I'm being terminated as of today. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, we are separating your employment today. Due to the sensitivity of the stuff that we work with in this department, whenever a 2 weeks notice is provided, we have to accept it immediately. We are going to go ahead and proceed with a separation today. Honestly, wish you well. I know you're pretty frustrated.
Hi, Steven. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I do want to let you know that the company has decided to end your employment with us effective immediately. Although you did submit a 2 weeks notice, we appreciate it, but our company does not have to honor that. So with that, we are ending your working relationship with us today. So what I would like for you to do, Stephen, is please log out of all company accounts and systems right away. So we will also need you to return any company property that you have, such as your equipment. And what we'll do is we'll follow up with instructions on how to return these items and details about your final paychecks and any other benefits that you may be entitled to at this time. So, Stephen, I know this is not information that you're wanting to hear, but I do want to thank you at least for your contributions.
Hey, excuse me, but I just put that 2 weeks notice in today. I sent it over to my team lead.
Understood. And we should advise your team as well that we don't have to honor it. We don't. So with that, we're going to go ahead and end your employment with us effective immediately.
I'll tell you about the time when my boss wouldn't allow me to go to my mom's funeral, so I walked off the job. All right, for a little backstory, the job for about 6 months. This was a fast food job. It doesn't matter if it was fast food or if it was another Fortune 500 company. I had a grandfather who had just passed away a month before. My mom had in turn passed away. I went to the boss and I said, hey, I need to make funeral arrangements for my mom and be at the funeral. So is it possible that I can have 3 to 4 days off? She said, every time you look, someone's dying. And you always need the time off. You don't work, you're lazy, you don't work. And I'm like, okay, but it's for my mother. I need to be there. And she said, I'll think about it. I'll think about if you can have time off. I didn't say nothing to the lady now. I went and I continued to work my shift. Now, during the shift, she became increasingly worse and rude and left me short-staffed. I didn't say nothing either. I was still doing the drive-through, and kept my cool. In that moment, she came out and she said, I've decided, I'm not letting you go. You're not getting the time off. I said, yeah, okay. Didn't say anything to the lady. I politely told the customer, can you please drive up to the front, please? They drove up to the front. It was a regular that I always have. I rang him out, bloop, bloop, bloop. The next person you hear the ding. I said, one moment, someone will be right with you. I took off the headset, closed the window, took off anything that belonged to the company, minus the work shirt, because they could afford to buy another one. And I politely left. I went, got me something to drink, hopped in my car, went home, and never came back.
So, oh my God, y'all. I don't know who told me. I don't know what in my mind thought I was going to be able to be a motherfucking Amazon delivery driver. Bitch, I just had a whole mental breakdown. Girl, didn't even make one trip, bitch. Didn't even make one trip. Girl. And I literally just quit on the spot. Bitch, I drove that big ass truck back around and told them, like, yeah, baby, I'm sorry, but I quit. This is just not for me, bitch. Jeff Bezos, all I gotta say is you got people fucked all the way up. You got people all the way fucked up. Bitch, you only paying people $18.75 to drive a big ass truck with 1,000 packages on there in 100-degree heat, and it's like, oh, okay, you get 3 hours overtime pay. Bitch, you are crazy. Baby, for all the girlies that's on here, that's Amazon delivery drivers, y'all are some strong bitches, and I salute y'all, but bitch, I can't do it.
about 2 hours ago. I think I'm still shocked. Like, I just can't believe that it happened. There were absolutely no signs from the company that it was going to happen. 9:30, I got a Teams message from my boss asking if I was free, which definitely was kind of weird, but I thought that he wanted to talk about something that we had discussed yesterday. So I was like, yeah, of course I'm free. What's up? And then they dialed me into a video call where my boss was sitting in the office in a conference room with this lady from legal. And they just basically told me I was being let go. And it was super formal, super sterile, which, like, this is why I always say, like, don't give your everything to a company, because when it comes to laying people off, they just fire you like that. I was like pretty shocked, and I kind of got teary-eyed, like borderline was gonna start crying, and I like held it together, and I basically told myself, like, this is my last time where I'm gonna see my boss and be able to ask him any questions and get closure. So I was like, no, I need to like ask him any questions I have. So I basically asked, like, is this a performance thing? Like, was this, I was doing international marketing for them, like, is international just drying up and that's not going to be a priority anymore? And he basically gave some vague answer, which was like, no, this is like overall the entire company, we're doing layoffs, so you're just one of many. Then they dialed HR in, so HR started going over my severance package, and then they passed me to IT, where like he wiped my computer and had me wipe my phone. Like, the whole process was like 30 minutes. And basically I just started calling my family and texting some of my coworkers, and then I guess I found out that like our entire marketing team, like there were, I think, like 35, 40 people. Like, I think there's only like 10 people left. And company-wide, I think they got rid of 20%. But yeah, I've just been sitting here basically for the past like 3 hours processing, talking to people. If you guys have any tips, like what should I be doing? Do I sign up for unemployment? Please let me know. This is the first time in my career that this has happened, so this is all super new to me. Definitely be sharing more with all of you guys, and I'm just really grateful that I have, you know, all of your guys' support.
I'm on lunch break.
Your lunch break ended 2 minutes ago. Can I sit
Wow, 2 minutes. I came in here 2 minutes late.
Right,
I really don't want you to sit here, but since you sit down, go ahead.
Okay, well, it's a quick conversation, something informal. I don't need anything, you know, crazy out of here. So I just wanted to let you know, how do you clock in? Do you clock in on your computer, on your phone, or do you clock in when you get to the station in the morning?
Well, the policy say on the computer, so what's the problem?
Okay, so I'm asking you, where do you clock in?
If the policy say computer, I'm gonna tell you computer.
You're gonna tell me computer, or are you gonna tell me where you actually clock in? Because the last, let me pull it up on this thing. So the last 10 clock-ins show that you're clocking on your phone.
How many?
10.
Okay.
So the last 10 clock-ins, the punch-ins, they've been showing that they've been through the phone app.
I probably was in the parking lot.
Okay, well, I knew you were gonna say something like that, so I went ahead and I pulled up the cameras for the past 10 shifts.
And I'm gonna sue you. If you watching me on the camera for no reason, that's a problem.
That's not for no reason.
That's harassment at job.
Whenever you first applied here, and if let me just reiterate your memory, when you first had this interview here, your lunch was done 2 minutes ago. Whenever we sat down on that interview, do you recall we mentioned you are going to be working under close surveillance, and if that's something that you were uncomfortable with, this is not the job for you?
I've been working for y'all 5 years. Do you think I remember anything that I told y'all?
Well, I'm not violating anything by doing that. I was just making sure that this is all up to date and clearly.
So where was I when I clocked in? Where you see me at?
I'm not sure, but I don't feel like pulling your ABL location either. So I'm just, again, I am not trying to make this a big deal, Brown. I'm not trying to make this a big deal. So
what you want me to do? Go on and tell me so I can do it.
I'm just trying to bring this to your attention. I need you to stop clocking in on your phone when you're not physically at the station at 5:53. You need to be physically at the station, pulling in. Sure, you can clock in on your phone if that's what you have to do to get your clock in on time. But if I pull that surveillance, you need to be in that parking lot.
So let me ask you this. When y'all wake me up out my bed and I get up, I start washing, cleaning my face, putting on my clothes, I'm working in. So I be clocking in.
That's not part of this contract. 5:53, you need to be at the station in the back, clock in.
If it weren't for y'all, I wouldn't be getting up. So as soon as I wake up, I clock in.
That's all I'm asking. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this a big deal, Brown.
Okay,
this could be a lot bigger of a deal, but again, I try to look out for my employees, and I am trying to come to you before I bring this to anybody else's attention. Next time, we could squash it now. I'm just letting you know.
It's squashed.
It's squashed.
Okay.
Friend filmed it all.
I am taking this the wrong way. I am. I'm offended and I'm hurt.
I quit my job and my friend filmed it all.
I am taking this the wrong way. I am. I'm offended and I'm hurt.
I'd like you to understand that today is gonna be my last day. What? Come on for what? Because I'm getting literally bullied. You would have saw the text messages. You would have actually opened your phone and read them. You're asking me what the problem is. I know you can't deal with it. I know you can't deal with it, clearly, because you can't even respond to me saying, hey, sorry about this, but maybe I'll speak to you tomorrow. You can't even say that, not even a little bit. So who am I? What am I to you if I open your store every day and then you treat me like this? No, we're not speaking about it tomorrow. I'm done. I hate the way I get treated here. I get paid shit. You told me I get paid good. I get paid shit and I get treated shit. Like, I try to make this store good. I wear my mask, but no. Just because one time I had it down because the customer couldn't hear me or some shit, I get all the blame. Because Steph doesn't wear a mask, but no, it's me and Lucy. That makes no sense. You weren't here. You didn't see. Then how can you put the blame on us? Go speak to her. Don't speak to me. Don't speak to Lucy. Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. But me and her the most. I'm wearing my mask every day. I wear it every single day. And I don't breathe and I sweat and I get pimples and acne from these stupid fucking masks that I wear every day for you, for your sake, so you don't get fined because you're cheap. And this is how you fucking treat me. I'm not working here anymore. No, you don't value what you've done. Saying this shit has done nothing. You said you were going to give me a raise. And where the fuck is that? It's been next year. It has. What the fuck is happening? This job is I thought you were an awesome person too until I realized how shitty you treat me. Thank you for nothing. 107 hours. And only 4 of those counted for overtime. And they just fired me, saying that I do not know how to utilize time and that time is being wasted. But the best part is that the owners couldn't even do it themselves. They had this new girl from our competitor come in and fire me. And that's it. And they said, you can't come back. And I have gotten them over 120 clients in the past couple of months. And I'm done. Like, I'm not allowed to go back. And that was the reason, which is not true at all. I'm so angry, and it was because I asked them to give their employees a $1 raise. Apparently that's me stirring the pot. So I'm not happy right now. And I told them that I wanted to meet with them in person, so that's gonna happen, and we'll see how it goes.
I'm just like a little confused because why put the listing on if you don't have like the budget for the role? Because I like uprooted my life to move over here, and now my job is getting eliminated after 3 months.
Gabrielle, I can understand that that would be a difficult thing to process. These decisions are taken at the time of your hiring. That was not part of the strategy, but this has been more recent. If you read in the trades today that this is happening company-wide, it's part of the company's broader strategy and not at the station level.
Okay. I just want to know too, like, was at the time I was there, I just hope my performance and skill set, you know, showed off and that I did a good job while I was in the role. Is there any feedback on that?
This decision isn't in any way based upon your performance. This is just part of the overall company's broader strategy.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this has resulted in your role being impacted, and as of today, you will be relieved of your job responsibilities. Please know that this was a difficult decision, and we thought a lot about how our teams need to be reorganized, reimagined to best support our strategy and the business as a whole. I know this news is hard to hear and that you may have questions, but I want to thank you for your contributions to the team.